Yes, good morning. Today we are visiting the SIT facility here in Morocco. Let's go. So we're here waiting to enter the SIT facility, and these are the masks that we're supposed to wear. Yes, so sterile insect technique is one of the ways of fruit flies management where male fruit flies are made infertile by using radiations, and then later on they are released into the wild to mate with the wild females. It leads to the reduction of population of fruit flies. The first step in SIT is mass rearing, where the fruit flies are produced in large number. So let's see how mass rearing is done. And in mass rearing, the the flies to establish the initial colony are either obtained from the wild by rearing the fruits or obtained from specialized labs. For example, the common strain that is used is the Vienna 8, that is the genetic sexing strain. So let's see the whole process of mass rearing that is done here in Agadir-Morocco. So after making sure that the flies are of good quality, then wanaletwa kwenye hii cage. Wakiletwa huku wanawekwa kwa male moja na female moja, and baada ya hapo wanawekewa chakula na maji kupitia kwenye hii pipe hapa. Wakiwa huku ndani wanazaliana, alafu haya ndio mayai ambayo wanataga, haya meupe meupe ambayo unayaona, then haya mayai yanakuwa yanakusanywa hapa. Baada ya kukusanywa hapa, sasa haya mayai yakitoka, then mfano haya hapa ni mayai ambayo yamekusanywa ya. Haya ni mayai ambayo yamekusanywa. Baada ya haya mayai kukusanywa, yanakuja yanawekwa hapa kwenye hizi chupa. Yakiwekwa kwenye hizi chupa, yanakuwa incubated kwa masaa 48 kwenye temperature ya 24. Lengo la kufanya hivi ni kuyasaidia haya mayai yaweze kuwa na uhakika wa kupata lava wa kutosha. Okay? Yes. So this part is just the same as the other part, but this one it is in a bigger scale so as to maintain the quality of the eggs but at a bigger scale. So we put the eggs at 25 degrees for 48 hours to make sure that when they are out of here they can turn to larvae. But this one is at a higher temperature so that it can kill the females and leave only the males because the females are sensitive to temperature. Baada ya hapo sasa haya mayai yatapelekwa kwenye sehemu kwa ajili ya kuzalisha lava, ambao lava watakula artificial diet ambayo watakuwa wamewekewa. So this is the other part and this is the diet. This is the diet for larvae. So the eggs are placed here for them to turn to larvae. Can you have some? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so these are the eggs. These are the eggs that are being placed here, and then they'll later on turn to larvae and feed on this diet. After putting the eggs in the larva diet, then the larvae, this is the continuation of just that part, and then this larvae will turn to pupae. But then this larvae, before turning to pupae, they jump. So they will jump to the water that is down here, and they will be collected in these trays. But to avoid the larvae to jump and come outside the intended part, we use this net. This net is used, so this net covers this part so that the larvae can jump and only get into the water. So then, after the larvae have gotten into the water, they are collected by using a bag like this. So this is how the larvae are collected by using the socks. All these are larvae. Yeah. So hawa ndio larvae waliotoka. How many socks? Yeah, so these are the socks with the larvae. Okay, so this is the same as just what we saw in the other room. So here we'll get a large number of larvae, many larvae because this is bigger than the other one. So there is plenty of them because we need to rear many flies for the SIT. Let's see some more what we have here. After collecting the larvae by using the socks, the next step is to put them in a media where they will pupate. So this one is the media for pupation of the larvae, and it is sawdust. So that's there I'm putting the larvae, and then after this, the larvae will be dried and left in a room that is dark because the larvae are sensitive and they're excited. When they see the light, they'll be excited to jump. But then when the room is dark, then they won't. You can see some of the pupae that have already started to emerge. These are some of the pupae. And in this case, the brown pupae are the males. If you find any white, then that white is a female. And these are the pupae that have been sieved already from the sawdust. Yes, so after obtaining the pupae, some of them will be dyed, irradiated, and then they will be released to the environment to control the fruit flies by mating with the wild females. And then others will continue the generation. They will be kept in the rearing cages and then continue to lay eggs and continue the cycle.
So here is the cage, and this is where the pupae will be put after they are from the other side. So here there is this part, and this is where they put water and water, and there is another part, like those parts here is where food is kept, and there is another one here, there is food. And so in this pipe kuna kama visponji hivi visponji ndo vinatumika ku flies watakunywa maji. Watakunywa maji kivipi? Maji yatawekwa hapa, maji yakiwekwa hapa itakuwa ina move. Hapa kama karatasi yanagundishiwa hapa, yanagundishiwa hapa kwa ajili ya flies wapate sehemu ya ku rest. It's okay. Okay, so this is a complete cage, and we will put the pupa inside, and then the pupa will turn to flies. They will start feeding on the food, and they will drink water from this pipe by using this sponge, and the other seeds. So in the end, you'll have flies filling up the cage like this. This is in the initial stage, and they have not yet started to lay the eggs. But then, if you want, you can see this one. This one already has the eggs. There are eggs, the white things that you see, these are eggs of the flies. And inside, you can see that they are flies. That is used to brush off the eggs and collecting them. So you can see they're falling down. So the yellow traps you see above, these are used to trap the flies that maybe accidentally escape from the cage so that they do not go outside this facility. Yeah, so that's it. That's all for today. This is Morocco Sterile Insect Facility. Ciao, ciao. Bye.